Hello there. In this video series, I'm going to discuss about corruption, which is Unit 5 of the Civic Education syllabus, and this is Lesson 1 of under this unit. So in this video or on this topic, we are going to define what corruption is. Then from there, we are going to examine various forms of corruption and discuss the effects of corruption, assess the impact of corruption on the Zambian society, and then we are going to identify institutions that fight against corruption. So to start with, let's define what corruption is. So corruption may be defined as the giving of money or variables or rendering of a service to someone in return for a favor. So corruption is simply the giving of money or anything variable or rendering of a service to someone in return for a favor. It involves the abuse of public office and public resources for personal gain. That is, officials or people in offices can abuse their offices and the public resources for their personal gain, and that is what we call corruption. It does not involve the casual giving or offering of a gift. So if you give a gift or a casual gift to an official, then that is not corruption. So that was the definition of corruption, but let's also look at some forms of corruption. So corruption can be in form of cash, service, payment in kind, and loans and advances. So it can be in form of cash, service, payment in kind, or loans and advances. So in form of cash, we can say cash is the most common form of corruption. As we know in our societies, cash is the most common form of corruption. So this involves giving or accepting money in return for a favor. It involves the giving or accepting. So if you give or accept money in return for a favor, then that is the form of corruption in form of cash. Then from there, a service. So service is a form of corruption, and it is commonly known as a kickback. A kickback. So it involves the rendering of a service in return for a favor. Then from there, we said payment in kind. So payment in kind, this is where one demands a favor for an action done. This is where one demands a favor for an action done. For example, someone may abuse his or her official position for personal gain or benefit, such as demanding for sex in return for an employment offer. That is what we call a form of corruption called payment in kind. Then lastly, we said loans and advances. Loans and advances is a form of corruption which involves corrupt payment in form of loan or advances. So thank you very much for watching. See you in my next video where I'm going to talk about categories of corruption or types of corruption. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comment in the comment section below.